Monday, this must be Los Angeles.
That's right.
That's where I am.
At the risk of sounding incredibly sexist, you look great.
Thank you,
Oh,
Jane.
sure.
Thank you.
Now, Private Lives here, what was that, the 30s, early 30s?
Yes, it was written in 1930. It was written by Noel Coward. It was played with him and Gertrude Lawrence in 1930. It's been revived lots of times with people like Tallulah Bankhead,
Right.
Elizabeth Taylor, Maggie Smith, and we're doing it now, and we're on tour and having a ball.
Now, if I remember this correctly, I wonder if they changed it. Wasn't there a line in there about where someone says, women are like something, they should be hit regularly or something? I mean...
There is this line, which was not so shocking when it was written in 1930, but is quite shocking now. And we get a tremendous reaction from the audience of sort of, which is when Eliot says, certain women should be struck regularly like gongs, which is actually quite a witty line, but in today's sort of market, it does have a certain sort of sexist, rather bad influence. So, but I, of course, am terribly shocked at that line. But some of the things that were very shocking in those days, for example, I say to him, because we run away together.
Right.
It's a great sitcom, actually, because this couple meet on their honeymoon, but they're married to other people, and they run away with each other. And they can't live with each other, they can't live without each other. And she says to him at one point, darling, do you realize that we're living in sin? And that was so shocking in 1930. Of course, today people say, so what? Who cares?
Fred, was that shocking in 1930? We'll go to Dr. Fred DeCorda with the World Book to verify that. Let me ask you about, now, on the last issue, in the last episode there, you all seem to be rolling around the floor a lot. Every time I find you on this show, they got
yes, I don't know why I roll around on the floor a lot.
And you do it in Private Lives, too,
yes,
right?
I roll around on the floor a lot, and I roll around...
No, but not the good kind of
and
rolling
I roll around
I mean,
on top of him.
Right.
In fact, somebody came to see the show the other day, and they said this is like an aerobic workout because it's just Simon and me in Act 2, and we have to really be very fascinating to the audience. We sing, we dance, I do the splits, I do some little sort of leg kicks like this.
Oh, I'd like to see those later. Yeah, that's
not in this dress, darling. Sorry, you have to see the right clothes. And the thing that's so great about the show that I find is that in spite of what we hear, that there is no recession, we know there is a bit of a recession, just a little touch, and a few people are suffering quite a lot. And everybody comes to see the show, and they become really cheered up by it because it's really fun. It's amusing, and it's cynical in a way. And it was written at the same time, at the time of the Depression in the 30s.
So it fits right in?
So it really works, and people like that. Particularly, it's a different era. I mean, people walk differently, they talk differently, their whole attitude was different. Of course, I still have the same one. I mean, I've carried mine on.
Do you think it was mostly the women or the men, too? I mean, the women that period seem so stylized.
Yes.
Is there...
Oh, no, but you have to be. I mean, when you wear little hats with veils and gloves and sort of long skirts and sort of slinky things and you smoke, people smoked then. I try to smoke as little as possible, and you smoke with a cigarette holder, which fell off on the stage the other day, and I kept thinking, why are the audience sort of mumbling? And I looked down, and my cigarette was fallen out of the holder. I was doing a very sophisticated thing. My cigarette was burning a hole in the carpet. So you could casually pick that up.
Pick it up. That never happened.
But there was a completely different attitude in those days. But I still think there's something very charming, very childlike about that period of time. People were very innocent in those days. Even though they considered themselves to be very sophisticated, there was an innocence and a charm about them that doesn't really exist that much anymore.
Do you like that better, you think?
Well, no. I mean, I like it as well. I'd like to have lived in the 18th century.
But you get guys that get stuck in the middle. I've had it happen.
You got stuck in the middle?
No, but I mean, I've held the, yes.
Do tell after the show, yes.
In the 30s, that would have been scandalous.
Yes.
I mean, I've had it happen where I've just held the door for someone and been screamed at and called a sexist pig, and other people go, oh, thank you very much for helping me.
Oh, I wouldn't expect you to do anything else other than hold the door for
Well,
me. I would be annoyed if you didn't, because you're stronger than I am. You know, and some doors are very...
Yeah, but see, that's another myth. There are women now thinking just, like when you say women should be hit regularly in the old days. Now you have women take taekwondo and bonk and guys get beat up. You have to be careful.
I am very, very anti-violence. Extremely anti-violence.
No, you look like you could throw a punch if you had to.
Well, I do in the show. I mean, I tell you, I used to have long nails, but because I do so much scrabbling around and hitting him, I have to hit him with phonograph record and break it over his head. I hit him with chocolates. I threw boxes of chocolates over at him, and I hit him with lilies. I mean, we do things that aren't too shocking because it is very violent, but I don't think we originally, when we first started in Denver, I hit him over the head with a glass vase. It wasn't real glass, of course, it was sugar. And the audience went, shock, horror. So we don't do that anymore because you do have to change things. It's a new generation.
Yeah. Do you like this sort of gypsy life? I mean, just being on the road in each place for months and months at a time. You must have thousands of suitcases.
I do. I started off, when I left London to go to New York, when we started rehearsals, I started off with 28 suitcases. And when
28 suitcases?
Yes. Well, because
you
I'm
say that
going
like
to
it's
6
normal,
months.
yes.
No, I don't. It's normal for me.
Well, you
maybe
can
not
wash
for
some of the clothes. You don't have to bring new clothes each time.
Oh, I can just see me.
Sit in there and then they'll be new. 28 suitcases.
Well, some of them are small.
When I moved to California, I didn't have 28. And that with furniture, I didn't have 28.
Well, you haven't been buying clothes for as long as I have.
Oh, my good heavens.
No, I have to say that it is my failing in life is that I can't resist to shop. So anyway, and then I think, I have to bring all these things. But now, by the time we got to Sacramento, I was down to 1 suitcase. I said to Judy, my assistant, I said, forget it. I cannot face having to look at all these things. So I'm just down to sort of jeans.
Oh, it wasn't you kept taking the airlines and kept losing more and more.
Oh, well, that happens too.
Oh,
but we are going, we're going to Miami, where it's going to be very, very warm. We're going to Los Angeles. We're going to go to New York, where it's going to be hot. So you have to, bring everything.
No,
you never know
you're
what
never
you
going to
might
convince me.
need.
No, you're never going to convince me that you need 28 suitcases.
No, I don't convince anybody, particularly the people on the airlines. They look at me in horror. I mean, how can you do that? But Elton John once left London Airport, and he had more luggage than I did, and he was only going for 2 months. And the English papers, they photographed all the tags on his luggage, and some said brown footwear, and they said green hats, yellow sweaters, and he had literally about 50 suitcases.
That doesn't make it right.
He doesn't dress as well as that. Well, I'm sorry.
No,
well, somebody's got to support the economy. The stores smile when they see me coming in.
I can imagine, yeah. Especially the luggage stores. So you're off to Broadway now. This is like the old days. You try it out in all these places and then bring it to Broadway.
Yeah, well, we're going to be in Broadway in February. We're going to San Francisco tomorrow, and then Seattle, and then Los Angeles, home for 3 weeks.
Oh, that'll be wonderful.
I'll be in my own bed and in my own house with my kids.
Your own suitcases. Yeah. Well, that's terrific. So let's see here. It's in San Francisco right now. No, November 26th, a couple of days from now.
Yeah.
What is today? Today's the 25th. Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
It's December 1st.
Opening. My goodness.
Oh, good. Let's get those suitcases up there. I know you stopped by. I know you have to run. So thank you very much.
Okay.
I appreciate
It's lovely
coming
to
by.
see you.
Joan Collins, ladies and gentlemen.